Greetings everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Kirby Superstar. In the last episode, we conquered the Revenge of Meta Knight, and in this episode, we will take on Milky Way Wishes. I'm your host, Base. Jeez. And let's just get this started with before I make any more ridiculous word twistings. Here we go. Help, you must stop the sun and moon from fighting. Thanks for all the information. Alright, so let's get this underway here. Don't need this. And yes. Okay. So, in this one, as you can see, we have another kind of world map thing. How this works is we're basically in space on a warp star, and we're going to have to go to each of these planets, but you can only access, I think, one at a time, basically. So let's just start with this one. Anyway. The main gimmick in this one, which you'll see in a bit, is pretty interesting. It's very different from most Kirby games, if not every Kirby game. Well, maybe with Epic Yarn, that kind of switches things up a little bit. But anyways, this really changes up the whole ability thing. As you can see here, I just inhaled a plasma enemy, but instead of getting its power, no good, yeah. You can't actually get powers from enemies. Instead, you have to find them. And what I mean by that is you'll see here, if you see this little door, we get in here, and we find an ability on a platform thingy, and it's got all these, like, fancy waves. If we collect it, we have this ability, and actually, we have this ability permanently now. We can still get it knocked out of us by enemies and stuff, but even if they do knock it out of us, we can still just get it back. It's kind of hard to explain, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. Actually, I could probably just show you. Let's get rid of these guys. See, if I, like, make a partner here, normally I'd lose my ability. Get rid of him. Get rid of that. Now, we can go through, if we go to the pause screen, you see we have the ice ability is still here. And if we select it, ta-da, we have ice again. So yeah, that's really cool. It really changes things up. Although, it might make things a little easier, because once you find the ability, you have access to it whenever you want. So that's kind of, I don't know. It has its ups and downs. But if you do notice, even though we have access to all these abilities when we find them, this area, the enemies are very aggressive compared to the other areas. So, it does offer more of a challenge, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. And we got another ability. So now we have two abilities, and we can actually just cycle through them here. I'm just going to stick with ice. So yeah. Fun fact, I guess, I've actually... this is like my third take on this. I kept dying and forgetting where things were, and just all kinds of problems were happening. So, I figured you guys didn't want to see that. So I just cut them out, and we're here, we are. I don't know. Yeah, sorry if my commentary is a little off right now. I'm like, kind of out of it. Today's been a crazy day. But that doesn't really matter, so let's just play some games. If we go through these doors... Alright, here we go. We're gonna get another ability. And we have Cutter. I think this is our last ability for the area. Basically, each area is going to have around 2 or 3 abilities that you can find in them. So you can use that kind of as a reference to know if you've collected everything there is to collect. Unfortunately, unlike the Great Cave Offensive, as you can see, the abilities are kind of spread around. They're not going to go in a nice order. So, oh well. If you notice for this planet, it's called Floria. The whole thing with this planet is you basically have to go through a whole bunch of doors, going through the seasons to try and get to the exit. And, like, each seasonal area is going to have different problems or things that you can make you use to your advantage. Anyways, this is the exit, so let's just get out of here and move on. And hey, look at who it is! It's Wispy Wood times 2 again. I think it's actually, the official name's like Twin Woods or something like that? I don't know. Anyways, let's just get rid of them. Yeah, ice can really take care of these guys quick. And there we go. First planet down. And there, it looks like we have the Fountain of Dreams in the background there, so that's kind of cool. And off we go. Alright, so one planet down, and let's get to the next planet here. Yeah, sorry, I'm just checking out something real quick. Yeah, okay. I don't know if you noticed where I just went. Where I just went. This area is actually, as you can see, it's a question mark, and there's just a bunch of tack enemies running around. This place is actually, there is one ability here. It's kind of a hidden area because it's more or less the best ability you can get for the partner, at least. Oh, hey, we can actually pick up Crash. Yeah, you won't actually get access to one-time use abilities in this place. You only get access to the normal ones. So, if you see an enemy running around with a one-time use ability, you can get their powers from them, which is kind of good to know, I suppose. Anyways, if we run or dash our way through here, get through this hordes of enemies. Whoa, yeah. Watch, there's no bottom here, so be careful about that. But we can pick up the copy ability, and yeah. Let's get on out of this place. I basically just wanted to check to see. I wasn't sure you could actually access that this early, but you can. So there you go. To get here, this took me forever to figure out. But there's this little star here. I don't know if you can see it. That's kind of doesn't really look like the other planets. But if you actually try and go there like you would any other planet, you can get in there, and that'll get you access to the final, I guess, ability, or the first one, however you want to look at it. Whatever. Anyways, let's actually move on here to this big blue planet, which, if you didn't guess, is going to be a giant planet full of water. How fun. Let's just switch up abilities here. Yeah, there we go, dice. I don't know why I'm sticking with ice right now, I just feel like it. Once again, there's going to be a couple abilities that we can pick up here. I think the first one is going to be on one of these... Ooh, cool. One of these islands up here. Alright, let's still run over. So yeah. I don't know. Honestly, this whole world in general, it has a lot of cool things about it, but it's not my favorite. There's a lot of things that are just kind of lame, I think, about it. But, I don't know. We'll do it anyways. If you hit that, you'll notice this palm tree is destroyed, and we get into a hidden area over here. And we get the parasol ability. Huzzah! I'm actually... Yeah, we'll stick with this for now. Mainly because it can actually be used underwater, unlike some of the other abilities. And since this is an underwater level, that could come in handy. We got some stuff down there. Is there an active tomato? Yeah, I might actually grab this, considering how poorly I do all the time. You might also notice that there's a cannon here, but we can't actually access it. I don't think it... I'm pretty sure it doesn't lead to a power. I think it just leads to, like, some health and stuff that you can come back and get later. But there are going to be areas like that here where you need powers to get to access a certain area. But most of the time, I think there's only a couple places that you actually need the power to get to another power. For the most part, if you use a power, it's just going to get you like a maximum tomato or one-ups or stuff like that. And destroying things with an umbrella. Wow. This area is actually kind of cool, how you have like these bubbles underwater that actually act as like normal areas. I don't know, and I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Luckily, there's a maximum tomato right here. And woo, going up into the next door. Alright. Well, okay. I'll just take that. I think... Oh, shoot, I can't remember which door we need to go to next. So, I'm just going to say it's the one on the bottom, and I'm going to this one. Yes, alright, I was right. So in this area, if you couldn't tell from all these enemies, we're going to get the sword ability. You will need some kind of ability to destroy blocks to get down here, but if you at least have ice, or fighter, or parasol, all of those can do that. And we got a boss here. Oh. Well, you know what? I don't care. just fight you with your own ability. How about that? I'll take you on. Whoa. None of that. Get out of here. Wha. And get the sword ability. I'm probably not going to use this, though. The sword ability, I don't know, I've always noticed that it's really powerful, but it always seemed really dangerous to me because, I don't know, of how close you have to get up to enemies and everything to use it. I don't know. I like it because it's cool, but I was never really good with it, so I probably won't be using it too much when I have access to other things like this. Anyways, let's keep moving on. Where does this take? Oh, okay, so in here we have a giant water maze, and most of the doors are going to lead you back to the entrance. There is a path you can take. If I can, yeah, if we go down this way and then go up here, we get another ability, the beam ability. Hooray! That's pretty much everything in this maze. The rest is just getting out of here. I think I'm gonna get sword for this, just because its underwater attack is probably the best. Let's see if I can pick the right path here. I think down? No. Oh, shoot. And my phone is dying. But that doesn't matter. We're killing things. Alright. Which path? Not down. That was wrong. Let's go this way down. And down. Yes. This was the correct path. This was a good choice. We get lots of food, so... Yep. The end of the level. And we get a boss. Hey. Fatty Whale is back. Ow. And... let's see. I think I'm gonna go with ice for this guy. Whoa! That was weird. I don't know if you'll see that, but there's like this big black line across the screen when that happened. Alright, this isn't working out too well. Another ability. Shoot, sword it is. I want damage. Whoa! Giant waves and rocks are falling everywhere. Fight them off. And I'm almost dead. How fantastic. And I'm just gonna defend against that. Really don't want to die in him right now, because that would suck. So, oh shoot. No pausing for us. What is this? We'll go with fighter if I can get it here. And just a little more. There we go. With one final punch. We down the whale, and I'm almost dead. But we survived, so that doesn't matter. Alright, collect the star, and that's another area, planet, world thing down. The Aquilus. Alright, so with that done, actually we're running sort of low on time. I don't think we have enough time to get rid of this another planet, so I think I'm going to call the vid here. Sorry if my commentary wasn't all that great this video. I promise it'll be better in the next one. So anyways, thanks you guys for watching, and we'll see you next video.